Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about grade 7 chapter number 1 biology, which we are going to talk about the tissues. So today we are going to talk about tissue, but before starting, let's talk about cells. What are cells? The cells are basic unit of life. The term cell was coined by famous scientist Dr. Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke coined the term cells. So what are cells? Cells are the basic unit of life. A single cell organelle is responsible for the development of a new life. So when cells are coming together, we call them as a tissue. What is tissue? Tissue is a group of cells of similar or different type having a common origin and specialized to perform a particular function is known as tissue. So as you can see in this particular slide, the tissue looks like this. Generally today we are going to talk about the plant cell and animal cell. Plant tissues are generally divided into two types. In that, the first one is meristematic tissue. Under meristematic tissue, they are subdivided into apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristematic tissue and intercalary meristematic tissue. And another type of plant tissue is permanent tissue. The permanent tissues are subdivided into simple tissues and complex tissues. The simple tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma and scalenchyma tissues, while the complex tissues are xylem and phloem. So let's talk about the meristematic tissue. The meristematic tissues are basically young and actively dividing cells that undergoes repeated cell divisions to form a new cells. Basically, these tissues are responsible for the making of the new tissues. The word meristos came from the Greek language, and the meaning of this particular word is divisible. These cells are very closely packed that there is no intercellular space in between them. The shape of meristematic tissues are spherical, oval and polygonal. These cells are having dense protoplasm, thin cell wall and small or absence of the vacuole. As you can see, this is how the meristematic tissues looks under the microscope. Next we are going to talk about the subtypes of the meristematic tissue. In that, the first one is apical meristematic tissue. The apical meristematic tissues are found on the growing stem of the stem and the root. They bring about the overall increase in the height of the plant. Basically, these tissues are found at the tip of the stem and roots, means they are responsible for the primary growth of that particular plant. So apical meristematic tissues, if you see in this particular diagram, the apical meristematic tissues are present at the apex of the shoot. So next type is the lateral meristematic tissues. Basically, the lateral meristematic tissues are present in the lateral side of the stem and they increase the diameter of the stem. You can see in this particular diagram the vascular cambium tissue. The vascular cambium tissue helps in the thickness in the girth of the stem, while the cork cambium is present beneath the bark. As you can see, the vascular cambium tissue looks like this under the microscope, while the cork cambium looks like this under the microscope. Intercalary meristematic tissue is the final part of the meristematic tissue. As you can see in this particular photograph, they are present at the base of the nodes along internode leaf base of the monocots. In this particular plant, we can see the intercalary meristematic tissue is present at the base of the node. They are responsible for the development of the branches and around the node region. Next we are going to talk about the permanent tissue. The permanent tissues are made up of cells that have lost ability to divide. Means permanent tissues are not divisible further. They have definite shape, form and size. They can live or they can be dead cell. They are having thin or thick cell wall. If the nucleus is present in certain kinds of permanent tissue, they will be present at the periphery. The types of the permanent tissues are simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissue. Let's talk about the simple permanent tissue. These tissues are dermal tissues. Dermis means the outermost layer of the cell. It is composed of closely packed cell having a thick cell wall. The epidermis of root, stem is the outermost covering of the cell, as I said. They have waxy coating known as cuticle. They contain stomata, that is small pores for the exchange of the gases. Next we are going to talk about the types of tissue. As you can see in this particular diagram, the simple tissues are dermal tissue, ground tissue and complex tissue. We can see easily in this particular photograph. Next we are going to talk about the ground tissue. They synthesize food and store it. They have provided support to the plant. And they are following types. First one is parenchyma, next is collenchyma and the last is scalenchyma. The parenchymas are thin-walled, spherical, ovular shaped cells. As you can see in this particular photograph, their intercellular space is nearly negligible. They are having large vacuoles inside them. They are found in almost all parts of the plant. They synthesize food and store it. The types of parenchyma are chlorenchyma. Means if a parenchyma contains chloroplast, we will call it as a chlorenchyma cell. Generally in aquatic plants, there is a presence of aerenchyma cell. Aerenchyma means they contains the air packets inside them. Next we are going to talk about the collenchyma. They are elongated cells. They are having oval shape. Their cell wall is made up of cellulose. They are found beneath the epidermis in the dicot. They provide mechanical support to the plant. Means collenchyma are basically useful for the firmness of that particular tree or plant. They provide elasticity and flexible to the leaf and the stem. Let's talk about the scalenchyma cell. The scalenchyma are having thick cell wall because of the presence of one protein known as lignin. They are closely packed and they are made up of dead cells. Lack of intercellular space is present into the scalenchyma, means they are closely packed with each other. They provide again the mechanical support to the plant. The types of scalenchyma are fiber and sclerites. So let's talk about the another type of the cells and tissues known as complex tissues. The complex tissues are further divided into two types, as we have seen. The first one is xylem and another one is phloem. Let's talk about xylem. Xylem is made up of dead tissues. They are tubular, they are elongated. They are having thick lignin cell wall. The protoplasm is absent into the xylem. Basically, they are having large cavities inside them. They transport water and mineral in single direction. That means from bottom to the top, xylem tissues transport water and mineral. The main elements which are present into the xylem are tracheids and vessels. Let's talk about phloem tissues. Phloem tissues are again another one of the most important types of tissues present into the plant cell. Phloem are primarily made up of living tissues, unlike xylem, which were mainly made up of dead tissue. They are having a thin cellulose cell wall present in them. The phloem tissues were having a thin cellulose cell wall. They transport dissolved food from leaves to all the parts of the plant. means the phloem tissues are responsible for the transport of the dissolved food, as the xylem was responsible for the transport of water and nutrition. The transport of the phloem is in both directions, means the direction of these phloem tissues can be from top to bottom or bottom to top, unlike phloem which were traveling only in a unidirection. In this way, we can see that plant tissues, how they are made up, how these plant tissues are further divided, and how these plant tissues are responsible for the growth and metabolic activities of the plant. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead.